guests at tonight's post-match press conference, joined by Austin FC head coach Nico Estévez following the team's 1-0 victory over LAFC, which secures sixth place in the Western Conference for the team ahead of decision day next weekend. We can go ahead and get straight into media questions. Eric, I saw your hand up first, so we'll start with you.
Thank you. Nico, obviously, last home game put an end to a rough spell that you guys had just been on. So how important could this win be, not just for the point situation, but also just for the state of the team going ahead, potentially into the playoffs?
Well, I think it's really important because it's not easy to recover from a week like the one that we had. I think, as always I say, you know, when you win, you can be very high, and when you lose, you can be very low. And we weren't the best team in the world when we were winning, and we weren't the worst team in the world when we lost those games in the past week. And I think we stay in balance and working hard with the players is what it put us in that position. Credit to the players. I think it's we know now that we finished sixth, and after a long season with injuries, with playing games in international breaks, missing players, with playing two competitions, arriving to a final and finishing sixth, I think we have to feel very proud about the players because it is not easy.
And how valuable is it to not have to go to San Jose needing anything from that game, and you can now look ahead? You don't know who your opponent is, but you can at least look ahead to the first round of the playoffs.
Yeah, I think, as I said, this week, I felt like we were lucky that we still have 2 games to prepare the playoff, and then we use these games to prepare ourselves for what is coming. I think San Jose is going to ask us different questions. We play away. That is something that we're going to have to do in the playoff. They play a different style of play, and we'll have to be really good in those games in order to prepare the team. I think the results, as always, is important, but for me, it's more using this as a preparation for what is coming next.
Colby?
Then, so you secure the 6th seed, and you secure at least a 500 season no matter what happens next year, considering, you know, you got to the cup final and the number 6 seed, at least 47 points and at least 500 record. I mean, you have to consider the season a success now, right? From your standpoint of view.
Yeah, I think at the beginning of the season we talk about making the playoff, and it will be a successful season for a team that did miss the playoff in the last two seasons, and obviously we also did that run in the Open Cup that it made us difficult to follow that rhythm in the league, and we lost some points in that focusing also in the cup. But I think we did a really good job in the summer bouncing back and putting the team in a position where we were us leading where we're gonna finish, and obviously we always want to finish as higher as possible. I feel like if we could have had a better results against Dallas, against RSL, or at home against Houston and against Dallas, I think we could be fighting to be fifth. But I think in this position right now, it's the most that we could get, seeing how everything went.
Another goal by Owen. You know, the game was kind of a slog up to that a bit. Just what do you see out of Owen? Do you see him becoming, that player that just, keeps on scoring in big moments?
Well, I think first of all, it was a really difficult game because LFC defend very well. They have a lot of numbers. It makes your game look very slow. It is difficult because also if you lose balls, they have quick players, and they set up these transition moments where they are very dangerous. And it was a very tactical game. I think we also reduce a lot their strengths and the possibilities of them to score goals. And I think in the case of Owen, I mean, we knew that he had a lot of potential. Everyone in the club knew it. I knew before even I arrived here, but I think he's just giving the right steps, and we have to keep working with him and asking him more every year because we see that potential it can increase also.
Yeah, congrats on the win, Coach. Just kind of speaking on Kolmanic, just how valuable is it to have a crosser like him on your roster?
Well, I think it's really important. He has been dealing with some discomfort in the hamstring. This is why he couldn't participate in the Open Cup, and he participated a little bit in the game against San Luis. And today, this week he has been feeling better, but we need to protect him for what is coming. But it's really important, I think, having a player like him that can give us those service is always, opportunities for clear chances.
Thank you. And then just kind of in general on corners, like your team's had a lot of success on corner kicks this season. Just how much emphasis do you put on those in training?
We put a lot. I mean, and I have to say it again, credit to Nico Bosch. He's our specialist on set pieces, and I think he's analyzing really well the opponents and making the players believe that a set piece is a really important part of the game, and it can define games that are a little bit stuck in some moments. And his work with the belief of the player and the quality of the players has given us a lot of points this year.
Hi, Coach. Congrats on the win.
Thank you.
Obviously, Owen Wolf has played a big role in this team, even in the big games. But now that you're going to the playoffs, how do you prepare a young player for even those bigger games in the playoffs?
Well, I think as we do normally, I think set up a good plan, give him the right information, and give him confidence that he can do it at any level and against any opponent.
And before the Open Cup semifinal or final, Brendan Heinzach actually talked about some games serving as dress rehearsals for even bigger games. So now that you're going to San Jose, you kind of talked about, about that kind of mentality to prepare. But how do you also balance that preparation with balancing the team's fitness and health?
Yeah, and I think today also it was important that we made the right subs in the right moments. We needed a fresh legs and different type of qualities from the players that came in, and I think it was a team win, and everyone contributed today. I'm very proud about everyone that participated today in the game because they did a really good job.
Hey, congrats on the win. So if you win next Saturday in San Jose, the team will have 50 points for only the second time in its history. And I'm wondering, is that an important milestone to you, or is it more important? Like, what's your approach going into the game? Are you going in to win that? Is it going to be about rest and rotation? What kind of approach might you take?
We have to first enjoy this win and then this sixth position, and then we'll think about how we're going to approach that game. Obviously, we're going to approach in the way that we have to win. Because it can prepare us to better for the playoff, and we'll put the best team that we can there. Obviously, we'll have to check different players, how their status are. Everyone is feeling okay. See how the players that are from international, how they come from the traveling. See what level of tiredness they are. And prepare the game against San Jose the best we can, because it's a great opportunity for us to prove ourselves and prepare ourselves for what is coming.
Okay. And I know this is a little speculative, but given that you beat LAFC tonight, there's maybe now a better chance that they end up in third and they end up being your first round opponent, kind of ironically, after beating them. And just kind of wondering how you would game for them in a 3-game series. I mean, obviously, you know what Bouanga has done against this team, and then Son, you haven't faced him yet, but obviously he's immensely talented.
Well, I think at the end of the day, we'll have to accept what opponent we have. If it's LFC, if it's Minnesota, if it's San Diego, or maybe I don't think Vancouver. But we have to accept what team we have to face. And we'll prepare. And doesn't matter what they have. I think we play against Bouanga and at the beginning of the league, and I think we did a good job stopping him, and we have to work as a team in order to do it. For us, it's focus on ourselves, and when the team that we play arrives and we know that we will prepare the best we can to beat them.
Profe, buenas noches. Para preguntarle por el planteamiento de hoy, vimos un mediocampo conformado por Owen, Ilie y Dani. Quería preguntarle, ¿vamos a seguir viendo esta formación o va a volver a poner a Owen en la banda izquierda en los playoffs?
Bueno, y depende, ¿no? Porque es verdad también que teníamos faltaban muchos jugadores, ¿no? Por la internacional con sus selecciones, y también Diego se lesionó ayer y por lo tanto no ha podido estar en la convocatoria y por ahí pues tuvimos que buscar la mejor manera de competir este partido, ¿no? A partir de ahí Owen es un jugador que juega por dentro, por fuera, nos da mucho y bueno, vamos a seguir trabajando y viendo las posibilidades, pero podría ser las dos, sí.
Usted comentó la semana pasada que dependiendo del rival usted escoge si juega con línea de 4 o con línea de 5. Como ya mencionamos, el LAFC puede ser una posibilidad y viendo las ausencias que tuvieron ahora, que a lo mejor en playoffs sí van a tener a Boanga y a Son. ¿Sería una opción para volver a la línea de 5?
Bueno, depende, ¿no? Pero yo creo que el FC tiene un potencial muy grande y la manera en la que juegan te fuerza mucho, ¿no? a tener que tener jugadores atrás y comprometidos y la verdad que fue una buena decisión.
Nico, you've now played a full season, a full home schedule here in this stadium in front of these fans. What has the experience been, and what have you learned since coming here?
Well, I think I said at the end of the game when I had the opportunity to do it with them in Spanish, you know, and I think it has been incredible experience being every time that we had a game here in the Q2, the atmosphere that they create, like everything that they do for us, it put us in a different level. And I think rewarding them with this win, I think is a good way to say goodbye to the regular season at home.
Eric brought up a good point in the press box that the surface at PayPal Field or PayPal Stadium in San Jose doesn't have a great reputation. Do you take that into consideration on how many guys you want to sit or play at all?
I think we have to take everything in consideration, but I think we have to put the best team that we think that can win in the game. Not only the best team, if not prepare well, also who can come into the game, and because it's something that when we play San Jose here at home and even in the Open Cup, it changed the game. When we brought some players into.
And what does it mean to you personally to be back in the playoffs? I mean, obviously, you've had this tumultuous journey over the last few years. You got to the playoffs, and then obviously what happened last year, and now you're back into that position where you're going to be competing in the postseason.
I mean, I've started 4 seasons in MLS. I finished 3 as a head coach. Those 3, I made the playoff. Then it feels really good. It feels really good, because it's a lot of work put into before the preseason, in the preseason, during the year, ups, downs, and managing a lot of things. And I think it's important, I think it's important to think about all the hard work that this group has done. And we lost one of our best players in the middle of the season when we had to bounce back. We were unfortunate missing or losing Brandon Vasquez, and I think the response for the team and how we came together, it was great to see, and it has been a fantastic season for us. It wasn't easy. We had a lot of things, and more when you're playing 2 competitions. That also coming from not making the playoff and having to deal with 2 competitions in key moments, it could hurt us. But I think we take that as a good experience for what comes next year.
Profe, a ver si se quiere mojar un poquito de las posibilidades que hay para enfrentar de playoffs. ¿Usted tiene alguna preferencia que quiere enfrentarlo?
No, yo creo que todos son muy buenos y todos dan dolores de cabeza y todos dan mucha faena para poder trabajar y preparar al equipo. el que nos toque, hemos jugado contra todos los que están arriba. Vancouver, aquí en casa hicimos un buen partido, fuera de casa no lo hicimos, pero tenemos ese aprendizaje. San Diego hicimos un buen partido aquí, allí nos costó un poco más. LAFC hemos podido ganarles las 2 veces este año. Minnesota hicimos un buen partido tanto en la Copa como en el partido de allí que jugamos. Yo creo que estamos preparados para lo que tenga que venir y ahí, pues bueno, nosotros tendremos que trabajar y sobre todo creer que podemos hacerlo porque yo creo en este grupo mucho.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Nico. We'll wrap
Thank you,
Nico's
guys.
section
Have a good
there.
night.
Have a good night, everyone.